Welcome back to Switchstars, my name's Luke, and off the back of the latest Nintendo Direct, which aired today, lasted the usual 40 minutes and featured a ton of different games, I figured I'd just put together a quick video to cover the most important ones. And these are of course entirely subjective, and I'm sure everyone has their own announcements they're hyped for, but of everything that was featured, these were the ones which had me the most interested. So drop a like, subscribe for more Switch related content, and let's check them out. So first up then, we had a new video for Pikmin 4 showcasing a few more details for the classic adventure puzzler and giving us a look at our little men in the action, including a big boss fight with a giant shiny ball bag, some big fat doggo, several captains suggesting local or online multiplayer, and a scary red-eyed Bulbmin. We also got a bit of a look at some of the new areas, and that was about it unfortunately, another teaser. But the game releases on the 21st of July, so hopefully we'll have more details in the near future. The next biggish announcement was for the Bayonetta spin-off title, Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon, which has us playing as a young Bayonetta on a mission to rescue her imprisoned mother. And from the looks of things, this one appears to feature a blend of platforming, puzzle solving and combat, with Cereza unable to attack directly, instead commanding a demon called Cheshire to beat down enemies as she binds them to the spot. It's an interesting new spin on the iconic action-adventure title, which definitely won't be for everyone, but it has an awesome art style and might just turn out to be a surprise hit. When it comes to RPGs, Octopath Traveler absolutely knocked it out of the park, releasing to critical acclaim, and Octopath Traveler 2 brings with it 8 new stories for us to play through, another fantastic world to explore with a return of its beautiful 3D pixel art visual aesthetics, and some classic turn-based combat to enjoy. Unfortunately, the Nintendo Direct segment on this was incredibly short and didn't reveal too much else, but a demo containing the opening 2 hours of the game is now available on the eShop, and the game itself is set to release on the 24th of Feb. Now another one which won't have too many people hyped, but I had to mention because I'm a huge fan of the series, is the release of a We Love Katamari remaster, the absolutely mental Japanese puzzle game which has you rolling random shit up with your Katamari in order to form the stars in the sky at the behest of your father, the king of all cosmos. The remaster contains both We Love Katamari plus the Royal Reverie, a little bit of additional content which allows us to actually play as the King of all Cosmos in 5 new challenges and allows us to take photos with the selfie camera, but the game is set to drop on the 2nd of June. Speaking of remasters, or in this case reboots, there was another announcement for Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, a double pack which contains fully recreated versions of the classic Game Boy Advance strategy games, including both complete storylines, map creation and sharing tools, and local and online versus modes. I was a big fan of the first game back in the day and spent a lot of time linking up and playing against my friends on it, and this duo is set to release on the 21st of April. Now you've probably seen a pattern here, but most of the big announcements seem to be for remasters, and another one which is sure to have a few people hyped is the remaster of the original Metroid Prime. Previously released on the GameCube, this one was the first 3D entry in the series, and what an entry it was, letting us experience the action through the eyes of Samus herself and blending first-person shooting with platforming and puzzle solving. This remaster though looks to bump up the visual fidelity and adds in a new dual-stick control scheme, but the best part about it is that it's out right now on the eShop, with a physical release available on the 22nd of this month. Now the final huge announcement was for the one that almost every Switch owner has been waiting for, that being The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And while we weren't given any details verbally, the trailer gave us a ton of new details with its footage, featuring a hellish montage of Reroll bathed in the blood-red light of a crimson moon, battered by flaming meteorite-looking things which appear to contain demonic-looking moblins, and shrouded in darkness as Link rides past a Reroll castle surrounded by a barrier of red tendrils. There were also moments of brightness in the trailer, however, as we got more of a look at the sky-based aspects, plenty of combat and some puzzle-solving mechanics using that new magic gauntlet thing that Link's wearing, and we also saw him riding multiple forms of transport, including a mechanical-looking car and quadcopter thing and a hot air balloon. And I'm sure we'll have fans picking the trailer to pieces in the upcoming days to scrape every last detail out of it, but the game is set to release on the 12th of May. So to round off this video then, I figured I'd quickly run over a few of the more interesting minor announcements, which included some new Nintendo Switch Online content in the form of both Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced emulators, with the former available to anyone with a Nintendo Switch Online subscription, while the latter is only available with the expansion pass. The list of Game Boy games included classics like Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, Kirby's Dream Land, Metroid 2 Return of Samus, and The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, while the Game Boy Advance lineup includes Super Mario Advance 4, Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Zelda the Minish Cap, but both are available today with Nintendo Switch Online. Now when it comes to DLC, we had the Wave 4 Booster Course pack announced for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which includes a brand new Yoshi's Island course and Birdo from Mario Kart Double Dash, but no other details beside the launch window of spring 2023. We also had a few more details about Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe concerning Magolor the Interdimensional Traveller, including an overview of his gameplay mechanics and confirmation that his standalone story will feature over 20 stages to explore and can be played through with up to 4 players. But undoubtedly the DLC that I'm most excited for is Dead Cell's Return to Castlevania. And I haven't played this one in years, but this new Castlevania crossover might just convince me to dive back in for another run. It has you trekking through Dracula's castle alongside Richter and Alucard, smashing up monsters with some iconic Castlevania weapons, and battling against both Death and Dracula. And it also features a ton of classic Castlevania tunes to play along to. No exact date given for the release of this one, but pre-orders are now available on the Nintendo Switch eShop. And that is about it. That was all of the biggest announcements in my mind. Like I said, there were a ton of smaller ones, so if you can spare 40 minutes, it might be worth checking out the Direct in its entirety, but these were the ones that I thought the most interesting and noteworthy. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below though, and whether you're going to be picking any of them up. And as always, drop a like if this one helped you out, subscribe for more Switch related content, and until next time, take care of yourselves and game on.